So this one is a really big one. You had that relationship and now it's over and you just can't move on. How do you handle that? How do you move on? How do you get to the next step in your life where you can stop feeling all of those emotions? You can stop going in your mind again and again over those memories. Oh, but I miss them, but I miss them. How do you do it? Hi, my name is Yaakov Altman. I'm a certified clinical EFT practitioner, and I'd like to talk to you today about the power of EFT tapping to help you move on from your relationship. Let's talk about this a little bit. You have a relationship, it's over. You moved on, time has gone by, but you haven't moved on. You're still suffering from that problem. You're still feeling all the emotions. You're still feeling all the memories. You're thinking about them at night. You're thinking about them during the day. You're thinking about them at work, at school, when you're doing all kinds of things, and you want to move on. How do you do it? So the way the mind works is the mind goes back and has memories, but not just intellectual memories in the mind. The memories are deeply connected to the emotions. Now, what EFT tapping does, EFT tapping is often called emotional acupuncture or psychological acupressure. You tap on certain points that speak to different parts of your brain. And when you tap on these points, it calms down the emotions at that time. It doesn't push the emotions down. It helps you to process and release those emotions. Here's an area where EFT tapping shines. There was a relationship. It works very good for previous events, also for traumatic events. It's the same idea. A person has so many different things that happen with that person, that relationship. Maybe a lot of those things were very good. During the relationship, you want to remember the good. You want to feel the good. But if the relationship is already over, you don't want to still feel those good feelings because then you miss that person very much and you want to be able to move on. So what EFT does, if you have a tapping practitioner that works with you, is you go back to individual memories. Oh, that one time we went to the pizza store, that one conversation we had, that one experience we took a trip someplace, whatever the experience is. And you go through each one of the details in that story that carries a very strong emotional charge. It was so fun. We're laughing so much, whatever the emotions are. And as you go through the story and the details of that one particular thing in the story, and you tap on these points, it disconnects the emotions. It releases the emotions from the intellectual memory. Now, you'll still remember everything about the person. You remember the relationship, but it won't be carrying that, I can't stop thinking about them. All that charge, you're going to be okay. And you'll remember them and you'll be emotionally free to move on. My friends, I cannot tell you how important this is. There are so many people for various reasons in life that end relationships. And now it's time to move on and they want to move on, but they just can't let it go. They can't let it go. Even though they stopped, they did let it go practically, but emotionally speaking, they're still thinking about it. They're dreaming about it. They can't stop thinking about it. EFT shines in this area. EFT helps you to disconnect the emotion from that detail. It does not disconnect your mind. It doesn't make you disassociated. It just brings down the emotional charge of each one of the details so you can look back on the relationship in a fond, kind way, and also in a way that you say, you know what, I'm ready to move on. This works for mourning. It works for grief. It works for all different things. You still remember the person, no problem, but you won't carry around all that emotional charge. Now, you might be one of those people that doesn't even want to deal with it. You have so much emotion. You're crying so much. You're so upset. You're so closed and frustrated or angry or disappointed or hurt that you can't even talk about it without getting very emotional. Don't worry. EFT has a way of dealing with that as well. There is something called the gentle techniques, which slowly, gently, safely approaches the topic, layer by layer, bringing down the emotional charge so you can approach the topic and speak about it without becoming overwhelmed, without breaking down, without becoming depressed, or without becoming closed and disassociated. It's going to enable you to get closer and closer to healing, and it's going to enable you to get back to your old self, your old personality, the way you wanted to be beforehand, enabled self, your powerful self, and your whole life's going to change. Just imagine your life without all of these emotional burdens of that relationship. You can move on. You can live properly now. Maybe you want to start another relationship. Maybe you want to move on to something else in your life. Whatever it is that you're doing, you're going to bring down those emotions. You won't feel it. It's amazing. I would love to share that with you. You can check this out. My website is tappingrelief.com. And I give you sessions there if you want. I'd love to do it. Package sessions, all kinds of different versions. If you want more information, please contact me. And there's more information actually on the site itself. I'm wishing you a lot of love and success and health and happiness in your healing journey. All the best.